My guy, Max Jimenez, baby! Woo!
Hey, what is up, everyone? Happy Friday. It is Friday. What does Friday mean? The Closers Lab Live. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Max Jimenez, your host for the Closers Lab. I'm extremely excited today. If you have never been part of the Closers Lab, what do we do here? We talk to sellers, we make calls, we talk about sales and negotiations. And today I am extremely excited. I'm ready to get started, man. I want to talk to some sellers, get some contracts, lock up some deals. Everyone that's jumping on here, remember, this is a live show. Ask your questions. Eduardo's already on here, man. I appreciate you, Eduardo. Thank you for the fire emojis. Let me know what market you're watching from, where you're watching from. I really appreciate it. One thing I talked about last week is basically, plus put a thumbs up if you guys can hear me good, if I'm coming out clear, if you guys can hear the sound. One thing I talked about last week, and this is for you all that are live, and for those of you that are watching on the replay, make sure you share this with someone. Hit the like button. Make sure you share this with someone. That way I can get more people on. James said, "Yo, Max, I appreciate you as always, bro. Last night was awesome." Thank you, James, for being on last night. That Zoom, I'm telling you, I've never shared that on anywhere else besides our intensive. Great stuff that we covered last night. Great stuff. My buddy Travis, what's up, Travis? How you doing, bro? Good to see you on here as always. I really appreciate that. But James, I definitely thank you, man, for bringing that up. Yesterday, listen, when I say, I know there's a lot of stuff, a lot of people put things out there like, hey, join me on my Zoom, join me on the live, whatever the case may be, right? And let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb here. Here we go. I'm going to have a live Zoom, or I'm going to do a live YouTube, or whatever it is. And a lot of times we're very hesitant to register, or very hesitant to join that live because we don't know what we're going to get. And I can tell you, you can ask James that's on here. They got meat and potatoes. Like, I didn't hold nothing back. Honestly, I answered all the questions. We went through everything else. And basically, and so the thing is that what I recommend is next time you see something like that, where I'm putting out a free Zoom or a free sales training, make sure that you jump on it, because again, what you guys see on here, I don't hold back anyways. So Travis, I appreciate the thumbs up. That means I'm coming out clear. Matt, what's going on, Matt? How you doing, brother? Hopefully everything is great. I appreciate you for being on. Eduardo, thank you for the thumbs up. James says, also, how long is the sales training for 497? Is it 3 weeks? Oh, so the sales train, the intensive is for the Closers Lab intensive is going to be, it's a 1-day intensive. It's going to be March 30th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Arizona time. And then what happens, I have 4 support calls after that, and it's going to be 1 call a week. So basically you're getting a total of 4 weeks, basically of just training. You're going to be on with me. And I'm not, and again, the reason why I'm doing that is because typically what I do is I do a 3-week training, but that's $9.99. But I wanted to bring this down to a 1-day to make it affordable for people. And what I want to do is condense it down to 1 day to make it affordable for people. But I also wanted to add that support, right? And so basically for $497, we're going to do a 1-day intensive. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Arizona time. We're going to get everything, from basically, learning how to softening statements. You're going to learn tonality. You're going to learn the scripts. You're going to learn, how to identify a prospect versus a what is it called? A suspect. And then after the intensive, this is the key part right here where most people don't do this, is you're going to get 4 support calls. No extra, like there's no other charges or anything. So you get me for 4 weeks, bro. So I want to see you there, James. I know you were on last night. What you saw last night was just a condensed micro version of that. But it was, dude, I can tell you, if you take what you saw last night and run with it, you're going to have success. So I appreciate that. It says, hey, Max, how can I share a lead to see if you can call her? Send me a message. Right now, I'm working on creating a new submission form. I've been really busy all week, guys. So send me a message through Messenger, and I'll take a look at it for you, Eduardo, because I know I got you on Messenger. Chris says he needs a buyer in Reno, Nevada, and a buyer in Arsdale, Georgia, for 2 deals just locked up. I have a buddy in Las Vegas. So if you want to send me the details, Chris, I'll help you out definitely for sure. And then basically the other thing too is that Seamus is in Georgia. So if you want to send me the details, I can see if they're interested on those deals. I know Seamus flips, and so does my buddy Kenny. He flips as well too. So Brittany, what is up? Good to see you on here, Brittany. Thank you for jumping on. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too as well. I forgot today's St. Patrick's Day. We're going to be calling people on St. Patrick's Day. Holy smokes. Who's ready to see that? I totally forgot about that. Drop some fire emojis if you're ready to see us call. Let's see what the calls are. If you're excited about calling people on St. Patrick's Day today, it's going to be interesting, especially because we're calling quite a bit of East Coast leads. So basically, I think what's going to happen is it's going to be interesting. So Omar said, do you have to be on the live, or can we watch the recording? So the only way you're going to get the recording is if you were registered for that live. Unfortunately, I'm only emailing into those people that registered and attended the live. So that's why I say always make sure that when there's something out, when I put something out there for you to actually, for you to actually join me, make sure, Omar, that you can, that you attend, because again, I'm going to give it to the people who registered and attend it. And then maybe later on, I don't know, maybe I'll do something, but Chris said, for sure, appreciate you. Brittany, thank you for the fire emojis. Chris Corona says you're not wearing green. I know, bro. I know. Good thing no one's around me. So, all right, here. I'll hold this book up while I do the show. That's green, right? He says, what's up, Max? No green today? Oh, man. And I already knew it was St. Patrick's Day, but I totally didn't put 2 and 2 together. We're going to be calling some East Coast people, and that's where they celebrate pretty heavy. And it's going to be an interesting day today. So we'll see. Ariel G says, thinking about wholesaling virtual in Arizona, is there any specific contract I would need? No. I mean, honestly, like, I've been using the same 3-page contract for forever, for years now. I use it here. I use it in North Carolina. I use it in other markets. I don't honestly, like, there's no really specific contract that you have to use here in Arizona. Arizona is an interesting state, but yeah. Again, I know some of you had the question about the intensive. I really appreciate you guys. I know again, March 30th. And what I'm going to do for you guys, so while we're on the show, because I know some of you guys are already asking for that information, I'm going to put the link in the comment section, so that way you guys can click on it if you want to look at it. Again, March 30th. So the way the intensive is going to work is basically it's going to be a here. Let me see this real quick. I'm going to show you guys real quick because someone already asked, so I want to make sure that I show it to you guys really quick. I don't want this to be a pitch fest, but because I know that you guys are interested in this. So it's going to be March 30th, right? So March 30th, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Arizona time. And what we're going to basically cover is, man, look at that. Finalists in the Closers Olympics. This year, I'm coming for gold, baby. That's what I'm doing. So the agenda we're going to cover is, I'm going to send you a sales assessment the day before, just to see where you're at in your business. So which way I can help you on the calls, the post support calls. We're going to talk about relevant bonding and report. We're going to talk about relevant negotiation strategies. We're going to break down the science of selling. I'm going to teach you a lot of rebuttal power tools that are going to help you. We're going to definitely break down how to develop the closer's mindset, why build a sales system, the importance of that. We're going to break down uncovering need versus want. So how to negotiate from what's actually needed versus what they actually want. I'm going to help you. How do you uncover motive? By asking strategic questions. And you're going to get all my scripts. But here's the cool thing is that you're not just going to get the scripts. You're going to get the videos of the scripts I personally break those scripts down, and then basically you can just watch the videos and it'll teach you how to use the script. So I put the link in the description. So if you guys want to for those of you that are on YouTube, I put the link in the description if you want to attend. March 30th, that's the day we're going to launch. And again, I'm going to give every single one of you that register for this intensive. I'm going to give you 4 support calls, which is unheard of. There's nobody else that actually does this. So let me get back sharing my screen where I make calls just to make sure we're on the same page here. All right. So again, it's there. Let me see if I can put it for you guys that are on Facebook. Let me see if I can get on Facebook so I can put the link as well for you guys, because I know there's a couple people on Facebook, so I want to make sure that they get it as well too. Let's see. All right, here we go. Believe we are here. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put it on Facebook, which I just did. And I think I see your lead right now, Eduardo. So I'm going to get it right now. I got the information for the lead as well too. So cool. Now that we got that out of the way, who's ready to guys? One thing. Excuse me. Before I start, guys and gals, one thing I said last week, and a lot of you didn't do this, and I'm going to call every single one of you out again. I know a lot of you come here, get on the Zoom calls, and one of the things is that I do this because I have a passion for this. You guys know this, and you guys see this. I need your help with this only one thing. Like, I'm going to continue to do free trainings. Besides what I just showed you today, I'm going to continue to do free trainings. I'm going to continue to do this call, but I want to help more people. I want to try to help more people. What I would love for you that are all watching is to share this on your stories, share this on Instagram. That helps me, and tag me on them. I'll reshare it, right? Again, share this YouTube, hit the like button, right? That tells YouTube that we're live, and it'll share it to other people. But if you can do that for me, I really appreciate it. Share this. You can share, tag me on Instagram. There's my handle at Real Max Jimenez. So that way I can help more people, because that is ultimately the goal, right? I want to help as many people as possible. And I want to make sure that we're reaching everyone with teaching them how to actually how to negotiate and sell correctly, and how to do things the correct way. So with that being said, I really appreciate it if you can do that. Who's ready for some calls? Drop some fire emojis, some thumbs up. And if you have never commented, I know I always see consistently the same people. They're very consistent commenting, but I always see, usually we get about 25 to 30 people on here. So I want to see other people commenting. I want to see other people, getting engaging and getting involved and everything else, so that way I get to know you. I see your faces. A lot of time I only see numbers when it comes to viewers. But man, I want to see you comment, drop some thumbs up, some fire emojis. I appreciate it. So, Jared, what's up, brother? How you doing? Let's go. All right, let's pull up the first person we're going to call today. Let's see. Who are we going to talk to today? All right, Ernest. Let's see. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the fire emojis. Manuel, thank you for the fire emojis as well. All right, let's see. All right, let's call this person. Thumbs up if you guys can hear the seller, the ringing. Hello? Hi, may I speak with Ernest?
Go on. Hello.
You want to speak with you?
Hello, Ernest?
Hello?
Hello, Ernest?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Ernest. My name is Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about your property over at Edgewood Court.
Yes. We're not interested in selling that one anymore.
Oh, you're not? Okay. What? Out of curiosity, what changed? Because the note said you were considering selling.
Call me back on that. We're not interested.
Oh.
See you.
Do you have any other properties you would consider selling?
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello? Ernest, you still there?
Grandfather called me.
Okay, give me a call back some other time.
All right. When would you want me to give you a call back?
He said when. He said when.
So I can put it on.
Next week.
So I can put it on my calendar. So next week on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Next one.
He said Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday at the same time. You want me to call you at 1 o'clock?
He said at 1 o'clock.
Let me call him back. Tell him I'll call him back.
Okay.
1 o'clock. You want me to put it on the calendar? That's the time you'll call me back.
He said you put a call back at 1 o'clock on Wednesday next week.
Next week?
Yeah, at 1 o'clock.
We'll call him back.
Okay. Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you for the call. Take care. I don't know what's going on. It looked like the sun. It looks like somebody young was talking and they picked up. All right, so let's go ahead and notate this. That was interesting. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, let's call this one. Comment, leave some questions, see what your thoughts are. Maybe I can clarify some things for you. I want to make this engaging. I know that I'm here calling, but all of you can comment. I know you're taking notes as well, but I'd love to see your comments and also your questions as well too, please. All right, finalize call. Let's call the next one.
Hello.
Hello, may I speak with Alan?
No, he's not here at the moment. Can I help you?
Oh, hi. Are you his wife?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Max. I was calling him because he had spoken to one of my team members about the property over on Montana Avenue.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess he had mentioned to them that you guys are probably considering selling that one.
No, I don't think so. No, we're not anyway. I don't know, when this was, but definitely not thinking about it at the moment anyway.
Oh, I
But,
see. Yeah, this was a couple of weeks ago, and just out of curiosity, what changed? I mean, I know the note said that you were at some point considering selling.
Right. Well, I think I think the suggestion was just given some thought, but I think that for the time being, that it's not on the cards. So, but thank you for calling anyway.
Yeah,
Sorry
what I'll
about that.
do, no problem. What I'll do is I'll notate the account. And by any chance, do you have any other properties you would consider selling besides this one?
No, that's the only one. So we don't have access to any other property.
I see. Okay. Well, sounds good. I really appreciate the call, and I'll make sure I notate the account. Okay.
Okay, then. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's interesting. He said English accent. Cool. Chris says, nice mirroring. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Let me end this call. Finalize. Answered. Not interested. What is this? All right, let's call this guy here Polk City. Huh. He said, you should have done an accent also so you mirror her better. I've done that in the past. So I've actually had some calls where I've done that. I didn't feel, in this case here, it was like, because it wasn't the person that we originally built rapport with, I wasn't going to commit full to this conversation. I just wanted to know more or less where he was at, and then we'll see where they were at as far as selling the property. So, but it makes sense. I love that. I love that. That's a perfect example of what you need to be doing on the phones. All right, let's call James. It's weird because I don't have another.
Hello.
Hello, James.
Yes.
Oh, hi, James. My name is Max. I'm calling because you had spoken to one of my team members about selling your property over at Wilton Place.
Okay.
Yeah, probably caught you at a bad time.
No.
Okay, perfect. You know, I have some notes on here, James. You know, the notes don't always tell the whole story. Is okay if I just ask you some follow-through questions just to catch up here?
Sure.
What's going on? Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Now I know. So this is not actually a property. It looks like it's a vacant lot. Just want to confirm that.
Yeah, that's correct.
It is. Okay, it is a vacant lot. Okay, perfect. And then is there any structure or anything at all built on it, or is it just completely an empty lot?
No, there are 2 sheds. There is a septic system,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a dug well.
Okay, so there's a well on that lot.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Is that what services the lot with the water, the well?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. And what about so we know we have a well, so we know we have water there. What about sewer? How's that look?
Septic. There's a. I said there's a
Okay,
septic.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. I'm writing this down. Sorry. So I'm just trying to catch up with you. Okay, so we got a well and a septic on there. All right. And then you said there's a couple of sheds. Are those going to convey with the sale if you decide to sell?
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One's a utility shed, and one is finished off into a bunkhouse. Has a bathroom, living room.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So, and just out of curiosity, what has you considering selling these?
If I was to sell it, I wouldn't sell it for anything less than $50,000.
$50,000.
Yep.
Okay. And then, have you done anything else? Have you tried to do anything else selling this besides like talking to people like us or listening on the market or anything?
Nope, I have not listed on the market. And just to be clear, you know, I have not told anybody that I was interested in selling it. I get phone calls, emails, letters almost on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
People asking me if I was willing to sell it, and my response has always been, if the price is right, I'll sell anything. But I'm not looking to sell the property.
That makes sense. So what I'm hearing is that you're just entertaining because you are getting a lot of calls. So whoever's willing to put that price on paper, it sounds like that's what you would feel comfortable selling it for.
That's correct. And there is a major development that is going to be abutting my property.
Got it. And what's stopping you from reaching out to them to sell it to them if they're going to develop?
What's that?
I said, I'm assuming you already reached out to them to buy the property, the ones that are going to develop. They already.
Oh yeah, I've talked to them. Yep.
Okay. What do they make you an offer like at 20,000, 25,000?
Oh, they haven't made any offers.
Okay, got it. And then the other thing too, it sounds like to me you wouldn't consider any other offers besides the 50,000.
That's correct.
I see. Okay. Yeah, and bear with me here as I'm looking at, I got you on the phone. I'm looking at to see. And what is the property zone for? Do you have any idea?
I don't live in Florida. I actually live in Maine, and I only go down to the property, in the wintertime for a couple of weeks at a time. So I don't know what the zoning is of the town. Okay. I'm assuming it's I'm assuming residential or farm residential or. That's an easy,
obviously I asked just to see if you had it on top of mind, because I know that's an easy answer to find, by calling the county or nothing. I was just trying to see if you knew, because you do have a price in mind. So I figured you would know like what it's zoned for and what we can build on it. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the 50,000, just out of curiosity, that's just a number that you just decide like, hey, because I'm getting calls, this is what I want.
Yep.
Okay. Got it. Well, what I'm gonna do is, because I don't know yet, because I need to first find out what I can actually build on this. Not that I don't want to purchase it, I just don't know what I can build on it, what it's zoned for, because that's gonna make a difference whether we can pay the 50,000 or not. Let me ask you this: if for some reason if we can't pay the 50,000, obviously I don't want to come back to you and say, hey, you know what, I can give you 40 because I already know you're pretty firm on that. If I can give you the 50,000, would you be open to giving me some time to pay that off?
No, it'd be a cash off.
You would just want the one lump sum. You wouldn't give us time to give you equal monthly payments?
Nope.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Well, sounds good then. Like I said, I don't know if I can pay that because there is a little bit of homework I want to do as far as what I can build on it. I love the fact that there's already a well and a septic there. One more thing. How old is the septic? Do you know?
Oh boy. It's under 5 years.
Under 5 years?
Yeah, I'd have to look at the actual date that I put it in, and I know if I had to say, I would say 3 to 4 years old.
Okay. Oh, so you have paperwork for that?
Oh yeah. I know the guy. I could even give you the guy's name who put it in.
Perfect. Got it. And it's been serviced every since then. I think like what you service it like every 3 years or something like that.
I haven't. You typically my septic at my house I service every 5 to 7 years, so there's been no reason to service that one. And like I said, it has had minimal use.
I see. Okay, perfect.
Because we're not there every day. I mean, we're there probably 2 weeks a year, 3 weeks a year tops.
Got it. No, I understand. Okay. All right. I feel like I have enough information, and the only missing piece here is figuring out what I can actually build on it. And then obviously it sounds like it's going to be more residential. I'm just trying to figure out, whether it's going to be a multi-family residential or just single family, or even, some mobile homes on there. I want to find that out because that's going to, determine whether you're asking prices around the ballpark. Now, if I do find out I can pay the 50,000, I come back to you and say, hey, James, my underwriting team, they came back, they said yes, they give us a green light, and I can't pay you the 50,000. What happens next?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess.
So you wouldn't feel comfortable putting everything in writing?
Well, oh yeah. I mean, if it comes to that, sure, it would have to be in writing.
Okay, yeah, no, I just want to, think ahead, because I know, like I said, if I find out that we can build on this and I'm able to pay the 50,000, I don't want to go do all that work and then come back and you're going to say, well, I got to think about it, right? Because if that's what you want, I want to make sure that I go to my underwriting team and then if they say, yeah, we can pay, that you're ready to put everything in writing and you feel comfortable doing that.
Yep, sure.
Okay, perfect. All right, James, sounds good. I appreciate the conversation, sir. I would do some homework and I'll get back to you, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. Bye.
Take care. Bye. I ain't letting you go, James. You better commit. All right, let me make sure. Let me find who wants to call. He answered. I'm going to put this as. So it's a lot. All right. No current motivation, but I'm going to mark that as a hot lead though. Faux show. I just got to do some homework and figure out if this is something that that we can pay the 50,000 for. So any comments or question on that call? That was a lot there on that call. Let's see, gonna call him back. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. Perfect. Any comments or questions, guys, on that call? I'm going to call the next person, but I want to answer your questions. Do you have any questions or anything that you saw or stood out to you on that call? Something I did, something that, that you heard that actually stood out. I want to make sure that I answer your question. You saw how quick. So you saw we moved through different phases, right? We're putting them through a process. And with this guy, because there's not a lot of motivation, it's basically just, hey, I'm getting a lot of calls. This is why I want to sell. And so I call that out. So I'm here. So what I'm hearing is that you're not going to basically, you're not, there's no motivation for you to sell just because you're getting a lot of calls. I also asked him, have you done anything else besides selling? And then he said, well, look, I haven't told anyone that I'm even selling this. And that's when he opened up, right? There's strategic questions that you can ask to get people to open up without actually asking the question. I also labeled a couple of things and he expanded on it without me asking the question. So mirroring, labeling, and then asking questions, very strategic. Again, this is a person that doesn't have a lot of motive, right? Whether it's pain or gain, it doesn't matter. There's not a lot there. It's just like, hey, if I can get the number, I'll get the number. And so basically what that means is that we don't try to put him through a whole process because this guy is going to end up hanging up with us. I'm going to navigate and move around. And that's the thing that we have to be conscious of. A lot of times what happens when we're talking to somebody like this is a perfect example of a prospect who has no motive, no pain, no pain of distress, and no gain opportunity. So what happens is that we try to put them through the process like a checkbox, or we try to put them through the process like everyone else, and this guy would hang up on you, right? So you have to be able to navigate as a closer and as a problem solver. If you don't navigate the conversation and move around and move the pieces around a little bit to fit the scenario, I'm telling you, you're going to struggle. You're gonna struggle. So you got to make sure that you're flexible with your process at times. Don't get caught up so much on checkboxing because you're gonna get into trouble. So let's see. Chris said, I'm wondering how good or bad of a strategy would be to reach out to that development and ask what they would pay for that lot prior to locking it up. What do you mean good or bad? I mean, that's what we would do if it's true, right? You heard me. I labeled it. I was like, all right. So I'm assuming those guys made you an offer already. Like the guy probably hasn't even talked to him. He might be even lying. I don't know. Now the other thing too is that I do have to find out what is the zone for, what can we build on it, and potentially if the developer is if there is a development going on, let's say he's telling the truth, I'm going to make every effort. If it's like right next door, I'm going to make every effort for them to buy it. I also got to find out, because a lot of times they can say, he can say like, hey, there's a development next door. Next door can mean like half a block away. And he's trying to grab those what is it called? He's selling futures, what they call, right? He's trying to sell futures. But it's a good point though, Chris, it's not a bad idea to call him, right? It's a good idea to call that development if it's like right there. We're not talking about a block away or anything like that. That's the other thing we have to watch out for. Omar said, how would you figure out it's worth 50K other than seeing what it's zoned for? So again, what it's zoned for, where you can build on, I don't know if it's worth 50K, right? So I have to get on there. We're going to do our comps, right? We're going to do our comps based on new builds, if there's any, or based off any development, and then we're going to do times 10%. So let's say there's $500,000 developments in that area, which I doubt. Then we're going to take that 500,000, and if it lands on the 10% range, we're going to pay the 50K, because that's it. That's the number we want to land on, right? So we want to figure that out. So we figured out based on a couple of things, a couple of factors. Is number one, what type of development or new builds are in the area. We're going to take that times 10% and see if we land on the 50K. The other thing too that kind of worries me, it's on septic and also on a well. So I doubt it's going to be very hard for, not that it's a concern as far as not a deal happening, but does it match everything else that's around the community? That's the other thing too. Tony said, hey Max, how much do soil boring tests usually run? I got quoted $8,000 for 2 acres of land. Usually this is the test developers to find out what they can build on. I don't know. That's a really good question. Every market's different, and depending, like, I don't know. I would have to find out, Tony, in this case for this specific market. You definitely need it's market specific. I don't think there's going to be one price for every market out there. So just FYI. So I know that's a pretty high price, but I don't know what market that was in. That's pretty high, honestly. But I think it's usually around like 3 to 6,000, somewhere around there. But I got to see what that market is. So What if you don't find any new builds in the area? Do you look a little further out? Yeah, so you got to expand, right? So the way when I look at comps is I look at neighborhood, I look within the neighborhood, right? Within the vicinity of the neighborhood, I expand it out about half a mile, and then I don't go farther than half a mile. Now, if half a mile is crossing a major highway, or we're talking about a major road and things like that, or a different neighborhood, then I'm not going to use those. But I usually like to start within the vicinity of the neighborhood, and then I go out. So new build time 10%, seller's price, but how much would you sell it for? Probably like 15%, honestly, on those little small lots like that. That's really what we would sell it for. All right, who are we calling next? Good questions. Great questions, by the way. Keep them coming. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and go to our next person that we're going to call here. What is this? Yeah, no. All right, let's call Fred. Fred. All right, let's see.
Please leave your name and number. Thanks.
At the tone.
I'm going to read out Fred.
Please leave your name and number. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hello, Fred. It's Max. I'm calling about 8618 Doris Avenue. I'm calling because, all right, we'll leave him the cliffhanger voicemail. No answer. Let's see. Ariel said, is that 15% nationwide? No. No, it's just something. It's just a rule of thumb that I follow. That helps me to kind of gauge where I'm at. But that number, it's almost like the 70% rule, right? Like a lot of people use that 70% rule. It doesn't work nationwide. It's just a good rule of thumb of where you need to be at to start analyzing the deal. You got to have a base. Every time you analyze a deal, there has to be a base. So for me, when I'm looking at a deal, my base is 65% of ARV. That doesn't mean I stay there. That doesn't mean like I do my math based off that. Once I start looking at the deal right away, if I see that the property's worth 100,000 and this guy and they want 80,000 or 70,000, then it's off my 65%. Now it's still room for negotiations, but when I don't know what I can pay for it and the prospect doesn't know what they want, my base right away is going to default to 65% of ARV. That's just to start analyzing the deal mentally, right? I'm looking at the deal and I'm like, okay, this deal is not even 65% ARV. Here's where we need to be at. Then I get to look at what type of property it is. Then I got to go to the condition, and then I have to see like what's in the area. I'm going to either adjust it to where I'm at 55%, or I'm going to be able to pay a little bit more because it's such a hot area. I might be able to buy it at 70%. Like I can tell you, in North Carolina, we analyze the deals 60 to 65%, but we can sell them at 70. So whenever I give a number on here, it's a base to start the negotiations from. I can it either has to go lower or I can go higher based on what I'm seeing. So don't ever, like whenever you're analyzing deals, make sure that you don't stake hard on a number. And this is what I'm going to run with, and I can't deviate from it. You have to be able to be flexible when you're analyzing deals, and also with land too as well. Or got to be careful. Like that's just for me. That's a number that's a base number for me to start analyzing. So if I buy it at 10% is kind of like my baseline. Unless like some developer is going to pay me, top dollar, maybe I could offer the seller more, right? But just for analyzation's sake, the 10% is what I start with. So let's say on this deal, the reason why I said 15% on this deal, let's say it's at 10%. I can buy it at 10%. I'm going to sell it at 15%. So hopefully that makes sense on why I chose that number. All right, let's go to the next one. So house doesn't look bad. All right, let's see. Great questions, though. I love it. Keep them coming. All right, let's redial that one. All right, no answer. Keeps hanging up. Let's call the next one. Let's see. Michael said, what is your base in Texas? Now, well, it depends, right? Like, it depends what part of Texas. But when I say base, it's just, it's not market specific. It's deal analyzation base number. That's it, right? If every deal I look at, because you're going to run into a situation where if you start to figure out where I need to be at in every market without actually getting into before even looking at the deal, you're going to have a tough time. So you got to look at the deal with the eyes of, let me start at 60% or 65% of ARV, whatever it is. I'm going to start the analyzation there right away, right now. That's going to be my baseline on every single market. What I do is, you need to know how to pivot once you start looking at the property. You start looking at the property and like, damn, this neighborhood is rough. So 60%, so 65% or 60% is not going to work. That's going to drop, 10, 15%. I want to be more, I start looking at that, man, this neighborhood is rough. This property is going to need a lot of work. Like, I'm dropping that percentage, but just for my sanity. So I not try to figure out everything else until I'm analyzing and I'm actually looking at the property. I am looking at it through the lens of, okay, where are we at 60% of ARV in this deal? And again, it also depends on where in Texas, right? Like, if you're in big cities like Houston, San Antonio, and that's a little bit different than, the smaller markets. So remember, the number is just for analytical purposes. You have to be able to adjust on the once you start looking at the actual property, once you start seeing what neighborhood it's in, and then you got to start, making adjustments based on that, Michael. All right, let's see. Who are we going to call next? Patrick didn't pick up. All right, let's look. Seems like we got multiple wrong numbers here. Let's see, let's try this. All right, let's call this number then. Call the second number. Hello, ¿me speak with Alfonso?
¿Quién?
¿Se encuentra Alfonso?
Sí,
¿Perdón?
sí, se encuentra.
Ok. ¿Está bien si puedo hablar con él?
Ah, está trabajando, pero si lo puedo ayudar en algo?
¿Es su esposa usted?
Sí.
Ok, muy bien. Mira, mi nombre es Max. Estoy tratando de comunicarme con él porque parece que habló con uno de mi equipo para vender la propiedad Northern Street. ¿Está interesado en vender esa propiedad?
Oh, estaba, pero ya creo que ya no.
Oh, ¿y eso qué pasó? ¿Por qué cambiaron su mente de vender?
Porque la terminó de remodelar y la va a poner en renta.
Oh, la va a rentar. Ok, está bien, está bien. ¿Y eso cuándo va a estar en el mercado por renta?
Pues ya muy pronto, por mucho unos 2 semanas.
Oh, ok. Entonces, ahorita ya está completamente remodelada, ya acabó con ella.
Sí, ya está lista.
Oh, ok. ¿Qué tal? No sé si me gustaría hablar con él, no sé cuándo sería un buen tiempo, porque también compramos propiedades en forma, en vez de pagarles, por decir completamente cash, todo lo que quiera. Hay modo donde le puedo dar pagos, por decir, ¿verdad? Si él quiere cierta cantidad por la propiedad, donde yo le pudiera dar pagos a él mensuales y él nomás no tendría que preocuparse de arreglos, de rentarla, ni los taxes, ni aseguranza. Me gustaría, también compramos propiedades así, donde él nomás estuviera colectando un cheque cada mes.
Ok. Ah, ok. ¿Y cuánto ustedes ofrecerían por la propiedad?
Lo que estoy mirando ahorita, a ver, necesitaría hacer un poco más de tarea porque esta es mi primera llamada, ¿verdad? No estaba seguro si todavía estaba interesado en vender.
Okay.
Y si, ¿por qué no habla con él? Y si está interesado en vender, le puedo hacer una oferta donde no le tengo que dar todo, ¿verdad? Toda la cantidad, puedo decir, a una vez. Por tiempo le puede dar pagos y él puede estar. Es lo mismo como rentando, pero lo único que él no se tiene que preocupar, ¿verdad? De mantenimiento, tener que chequear en los renteros, nada de eso. Yo me ocuparía de todo eso y él nomás estuviera colectando un cheque, pero no sé ahorita cuánto pagaría por la propiedad.
Ok. Ok, está bien.
¿Cuándo sería bueno para hablarle, para marcarle para atrás donde estaría disponible?
Mm, no sé. Ah, le voy a dar su número y márquenle, a lo mejor él le contesta.
Ok, a ver, deme su número, por favor.
813
Ok,
526
ok.
5201.
52 y Alfonso. Ok, so
Okay.
813-526-5201.
Sí.
Ok, muy bien. Perfecto, entonces yo le marco a él directamente. Muchas gracias.
Ok, está bien, gracias.
Ok, adiós. How many of you caught what I just did right there? Drop a fire emoji if you caught what I just did. You're like, Michael said, I think I caught about 8 words. So basically what happened is, I'll give you guys the translation. I'll be your sat button. So that was the wife. They were considering selling, and it sounded like they didn't get what they wanted for it. So basically what he's going to do is he's going to put it out for rent. So what I told her is I pitched her and I said, if I was able to make you monthly payments and give you what you wanted, would you consider selling it to me? And then you don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to worry about, and she's like, I don't know. You have to talk to him. So he's not available right now. She said to call him. She gave me his number, so he's at work. But again, a little more difficult, right? To pitch creative on Spanish, but did my best to try to communicate it. The thing is that it's not difficult. It's difficult to explain it in simple terms, right? In layman terms, where they can understand it. That's the difficult part. But I got the message through because she was like, "Oh, okay, wow, I didn't know you can do that. So how much do you offer?" She asked me, and I said, "I don't know. I don't know what I can offer." I said, I'm first calling to find out if you are considering selling. So that was my first. I think that's I pitched think this is my first or no, sorry, my second or third call where I've been able to talk about creative in Spanish. So, see who's next. Lawrence. Let's see. All right, let's call Lawrence. See what's up. Travis.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
He said I got 2 words. Ariel said, I'm minute.
Your call has been forwarded.
Yeah, so my first language was Spanish all the way up to like, I don't know, 7 years old, right? Till you start going to school. So like that was my first language. And then English, I started learning English. So all growing up, my mom only spoke Spanish. So that was actually Spanish was my first language, not English. So let's see, let's call the next person. John, where you at, John? All right, we're gonna skip John. Ooh. All right, let's call Nigel. Nigel, how you doing, Nigel? How you doing today, Nigel? You want to sell me your house today, Nigel?
Hello?
Hello, Nigel?
Yes.
Oh, hi, Nigel. My name is Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about selling your property over at Mi Casa Drive.
No, I didn't. I have never spoken to anybody, nobody ever, about selling that property. Please take me off your list and don't keep calling.
Okay. Do you have any other properties you would consider selling besides that one?
No. Just please take me off your list. I'm tired of getting calls all the time.
Sure. This is my first time calling you, so I do apologize about that. Okay. You have a great day.
Yeah, but you said your friend has called me.
One time. It looks like they spoke with you back in the 22nd of February.
And I never indicated any intention to sell. I've consistently said I don't want to sell it. Please take me off your list.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, guy. Tony said inefectivo, no inefectivo. You're worse than me, Tony. Efectivo, not inefectivo. Good try, though, bro. Good try. Efectivo, I believe. Let's team up, Travis. We got 10-word team. Yeah, let's go. Manuel, dude, look, how you not know Spanish, bro? You live in Arizona. Come on, bro. I know, I'm just kidding. Same Spanish was my first language, then English took over. Got it, because you didn't practice it. See, I continued it practicing because of my mom. My mom never, up to now, she now obviously speaks English, but never really spoke it. So let's see. Sarcasm was my first language. Mi casa sounds like a made-up street. It probably was. Maybe that's why he got upset. He's had it up to there. He was. Well, you know what's funny is, and it could be the cold callers line. It even gave us that it was leased until the end of the year and stuff like that. So that's interesting. So Tony, he's like, all right. Sorry, Nigel. We won't remove you until next year. James. No, James. Good stuff. Barbara. What is this? Ooh. This is DuPont, Washington. on from that. All right. I think I already, this one, man, come on. Where's all the leads at? At Tony Garcia. All right, let's see. All right. I'm trying to get through some of the leads that okay, perfect. Here's one. Let's call Michael. See if Michael wants to sell his property today.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
All right, Michael. You're probably out at the St. Patrick Parade. I already know you, man. Don't want to pick up the phone for me. All right. Yeah. Huh. What we got here? All right. All right, we'll do this last call and then let's see if we get a conversation going on here. Okay, this looks like a nice property here. This will be the one that we are going to get into a deep conversation on, hopefully.
Hello, you've reached Ms. Destinville. I am unable to answer the call at this moment.
That did not sound like the name. All right, let's call again. That is the name, actually. All right, let's call it again. Any questions, comments? Any appointments you guys have coming up? He doesn't pick up. I'm gonna call your lead, Eduardo. I just looked at your message right now. All right, so busy, no answer. Let me pull up your lead really quick. See who we got. Where's the info at? Oh yeah. Hello, this is Max. Oh, hi, Erica. Yeah, like I said, my name is Max. I was calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about selling your property over at Mary Oaks Drive. Oh, okay. You change your mind on that, or had in the notes you were okay? Hang up on me then. Answered. I'll put not interested. All right, let me grab that information for that lead. I just pulled it up on Zillow. Let me see. I believe where to go. Okay, here it is right here. So, mobile home, Venus, Texas. Where in the world is Venus, Texas? Probably somewhere I've never been to. Let's see. I'm going to put your notes over here. Spoke to that. She's looking to sell this one because she has a lot of bad. In order for her to buy something now, she needs to. So she needs to. Okay, so it's first. Okay, so she needs to sell this one first. That makes sense. Okay, let's see if we can get a hold of her. Venus, Texas. Let me see where this is at. I'm gonna search Google for Venus, Texas. Oh, how far is this? Holy mackerel. So it's between, so it's right in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth. Okay. Man, that's a smack dead in the middle of nowhere. Do you know what you need to be on this, Eduardo? Like, do you know already what price range you need to be at? Michael said, do you ever work with agents? Occasionally. I was actually thinking that what I'm going to do is there's two things I want to do with this show. I'm either going to evolve it into a separate show on Tuesdays. That's what I've been trying to do that now for a while, where I actually call agents to talk to agents about properties that have been listed on the market for longer than 90 days or 120 days to see if they would consider a cash offer. And then the second thing I want to do is start a cold calling session too, because I know a lot of you are still cold calling. So I want to do those two things. I just don't know yet. But I do work with agents. I mean, obviously they bring a lot of value, and well, not all of them, excuse me. Some agents do bring a lot of value. So, but I do want to call on listings that either have been expired, unsuccessful listings you can pull from PropStream, and I want to create a list to call those agents. And on Zillow too, you can actually I have access to MLS here in Phoenix. But on Zillow, you can look at, and I think you can use like I don't have Preview, but you can use like Preview to call agents on there to see all across the nation, to see properties that are listed on the MLS. But just like Zillow, you can do the same thing, right? You can, that's so I say all that because that's one of my goals. I want to integrate another show where I'm going to call the what is it called? The Closers Lab agent, whatever, right? / agent calls. So I do want to do that. I want to show you guys because I've done that before. It's not that difficult, honestly. It's a lot better. It's a lot easier, to be honest with you, because you have to remember when you're talking to a third party person, is a lot of the emotions. Now, a lot of the emotions aren't there, right? So they're just doing a fiduciary duty, which, sometimes what happens is that they actually have to let the prospect know, here's the offers that are coming in. Now, the idea is in that case, like, because, when we're calling direct to seller, what we're trying to do is we're trying to uncover motive with the seller, right? What's the motive? But you can do the same thing with an agent. And the way you do that is by actually, if you have a listing that's been sitting there for 120 months or more, you want to ask the agent right away. Don't ask them about the seller. My goal is to figure out, like, say, hey, Michael, I've noticed the listing has been on the market for more than 120 days. Can you tell me more what's going on? Have you gotten any offers? So I want to hear what the motive is for the agent, what is going on, what's the distress there? Are the sellers not cooperative? Are they not accepting anything less? So we want to hear that from the agent, and then ask strategic questions to get the agent to be on our side. So I do want to do some calls. I think that'll be very beneficial for a lot of people because I know that a lot of people are doing stuff from agents. So don't say I run some comps and we need to be around 95,000. I'm not sure if my comps are right because it's Texas, a non-disclosure state for sure. So what I'm going to do is, let me see. Let me take a look at it really quick. Okay. Let's see if anything's for sale in that area. I'm looking at, and I'm doing this on Zillow, Eduardo. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go because it's a non-disclosure state. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to see what's actually for sale in that location to see if there's any activity. Let's find out if there's any activity in that location, which just from what I looked at on Google Maps, brother, I don't know if there is going to be any. Let's take a look here. All right, for sale, apply. Okay, yeah, I guess there's some. Nice. So that is a new build. So it looks like hers is, it's a 1998 manufactured mobile home. I am looking at some right now. There's one that's on the market for, let's look at this, $225. Now let's see, it's been on the market for, it's been on the market since September. So we know that's overpriced. Like, holy smoke, that's way, way overpriced, right? So it's at $225. I'm looking right now, $225. It's been sitting there since September of 2022. They're reducing the price very, very slow, right? Only $4,000 they reduced it. And that one is also let's take a look here. 2006. So it's a little newer. But again, that doesn't matter because at $225, it's been sitting on the market since September. That's a long time, man. That might be a good seller finance deal there, or maybe subject to right there. Let's see. Let's look at something else. Let's see what else is in the area. What's this 261 for? Oh, no, that's a brand new one. We can't compare it to that. Oh, here's one for 165. Let's see that one. Nope, that's just the empty lot for 165. Wow. So they're selling quite a bit of lots in this area. That's amazing. Okay, here's another one. 155. It's been sitting on the market since, let's take a look. Price. So it just hit the market March for 154. So what I'm looking at here, probably to stay on a conservative side, just from seeing that, I think that's an actual good comp to look at. So we're talking about 160. Let's see, what did I tell you that was for sale for? 155, right? So we're down 155 times 60. Oops, 155. Yeah, so your $95,000 MAO is not too far off. I want to be less than 90. Honestly, if I can get it between 75 to 85, that's really would be a good number for us. So let's call her up and see what happens. Let's go. All right, let's see. Now remember, on a non-disclosure state, because what that means is that you're not going to be able to see the sold price unless you have access to the MLS. So what I do personally, I go to see what's selling. And you saw I pulled 3 comps, right? One of them was a vacant lot ready to be built on. The other one was for sale for $225, but it's been on the market since September. That they're way overpriced. Like, those people have no urgency to sell. Like, if someone buys it at that price, awesome. A new listing just hit the market today at 155. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to sell at 155, but I at least now have an idea based on those things that I saw. And everything, an ARV, honestly, at the end of the day, is an educated estimate of what the property could be worth, because it's all about what the market will pay, right? That's really what it doesn't matter. the end of the day, you can appraise it at X amount number. An agent can tell you they can sell it for X amount. All that doesn't matter. What matters is what the market is willing to pay for. And so when I look at one like that I just saw for 155, what I do is I go and I reduce that by another 10 to 15,000. And then now I do my times 60%. And that's how I'm like, I'd rather be around 75 to 85,000. That's how I come up with that. That's really the way I look at the deal. So let's see if she answers. Delana. Okay. Hello, Delana.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Delana. My name is Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about selling your property over at South Drive in Venus.
Uh-huh.
Probably caught you at a bad time?
No.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate that. Like I say, my name is Max, and I got some notes from my team member, and I know, the notes don't always tell the whole story. Is it okay if I follow through on some questions just to see what's going on here, see if I can potentially make you an offer on this?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. I do see one of the things that I see that I'd like to get clarity on the manufactured home. Do you know if it's a fix? Do you know anything about that? If it's like a fix to the land at all?
I have no idea.
Have you heard of that before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea.
Okay, and here's why. And I asked that because so when we look at that, and that's an easy way, I can find out through either the county or something like that. I just have to do a little more research, because the difference is if it's a fix, that's great, because then it's actually real property, right? It's a fix to the land, and we don't have to do all that. I just didn't know if you knew on top of your head if that was the case with this.
I'm sorry, I don't. Those are the sort of things I left up to my ex-husband.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. I see. No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's just something that I can definitely figure that out later when it comes to those things. And then the other thing too, as far as like, is it currently a rental property, or is it your personal residence?
It's my personal residence.
Okay, it is your personal residence.
The property is in my name.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then how long have you owned it?
About 5 years.
5 years? Okay. 5 years. Wow, so not that long then, huh?
No, not that long.
I see. And what has you considering selling it that fast? I mean, you've only owned it 5 years.
Honestly, just to get away from the bad memories. I would have liked to stay, but I just don't feel comfortable.
Oh, I see.
There's other buildings on the property as well.
Other buildings?
Uh-huh. Like, see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, if you put like dividers in, but actually there was no tin on top of one of them on the roof, so it kind of fell in. It was just like particle board or something.
Okay. Now, when you say other buildings, do you mean like are they actual like structures that you can live in, or are these like more like storage?
Oh, they're more like storage. I wouldn't live in them. No.
I just want to get clarification, because I know a lot of times somebody will have like a guest house or something like that, so I wasn't sure if that's what you were meaning. Okay.
No, actually, I've got quite a few things stored out in one of the buildings. Well, actually 2 of them, and then I have chickens off in one of them.
Oh, nice. Are you going to leave the chickens too? Because eggs are expensive.
I know.
Do they convey with the sale or no?
Well, I lost quite a few of them to the neighbor's dog, so I don't have
no.
too many. I've just got about 13, 14 of them left.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
I had 34.
Wow. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Okay. And then what have you tried to do anything about selling the property at all, besides maybe speaking to myself and my team members?
Just you guys. I haven't spoke to a real estate agent. I didn't use one when I bought the place.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So let me ask you this. If it was up to you, would you rather put it on the market or would you rather sell more convenient way?
more conveniently, really, if that's not a problem.
Got it. No, that makes sense. No, I just like to get clarity on this because I know a lot of times people they have options and they'll rather go on the market, or sometimes they don't want to deal with even agents, so they rather go the convenience route. That's the only reason why I like to ask.
Yeah, the agents tend to take their cut, and it's usually pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, but again, it depends, right? Like if you go the agent route, you're always going to get more, where if you go a convenient route, it might cost you a little bit. That's really why I like to ask that as well. But you do have to show it, and you have to list it, and you have to maybe make some repairs if you go the agent route.
Yeah, when I sold my house in Grand Prairie, I did all the showing. I did everything. They just took their cut.
Okay. Wow, that is terrible.
That's why I'm not keen on agents.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know what? This sounds like a property I am interested in buying. Do you mind if I just continue the call and ask you a few more questions? Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. Perfect. And then let's share with you a little bit of how we work. Is that fine too?
I'm sorry?
I'm going to share with you a little bit of how I work. Is that fine too?
Okay. Sure.
Perfect. So typically, I really appreciate you for taking my call, by the way. I know that, obviously you're busy, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for that. One thing that when I talk to people and sellers that sold me in the past, usually they want to know three things. Is number one is how the process works, how much they're going to get, and then, when they're going to get their money. Is there anything you think that you would like to know based off that?
No, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Of course, I try to simplify it as much as possible, right? I don't like to complicate things, and I like to do that. So one other thing too is that there might be some questions I'm going to ask you that maybe are going to be necessary to see if I can come up with an offer. You okay if I ask you those questions?
Sure.
Perfect. Now, the other thing too is we don't buy every single property from everyone we talk to. That's impossible. However, though, we do find out this is a fit. The next thing for us, which would mean working together, would be to put things in writing. Do you feel comfortable doing that if that happens?
If I decide to go that route, sure.
Okay. Perfect. Well,
I mean, if you're going to buy it, we got to put it in writing.
Of course. We can't just shake hands on it. This is not 1800s.
Right.
Perfect. So earlier you said, so you've owned this thing 5 years, right? And it looks like you want to basically be done with it. You don't want to stay there. You said you had some bad memories. How soon do you want to get this done?
Well, I'd have to find another place too. That's another big thing.
Okay. So are you using the money from the sale to purchase another property? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm going to have to. My ex cleaned out my bank account.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
I retired, and now I'm working.
Oh, I apologize about that. Sounds like you were going a lot through that, huh? You wiped out your bank account completely?
Yeah, and I have not been able to find the money. He's in prison now because he tried to kill me.
I am so sorry. I think my phone or yours cut out at the very end. You said something?
He tried to kill me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's in prison now.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. I apologize about that. Wow.
So I have to take the money that I make from the sale and find a new place.
Okay, I see. Got it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I know this is again. I know this is a property, but also it means a lot more for you. But I'm glad that he's not around you anymore. So that's the good news. Now you get to move on and stuff. So, I can only imagine like what you went through, and I can only imagine that. Let me ask you this: have you identified where you're moving to, and how much it's going to cost you? Where you're going to go next?
No, I haven't. I haven't had any. You guys have been calling me, but until it actually is done, so I know how much I have just been to look for another place.
Okay.
I haven't been able to, tie anything down.
Of course. I mean,
I like to pay cash for things, and
right.
that way it's not over with.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I know a lot of people love doing that instead of, getting a loan and stuff. Do you have an idea of at least a location where you're going to be heading to, or you're not yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
I want to stay kind of in this area. Maybe Cleburne is about as far as I'd like to go.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, perfect. So basically, we know where we're going as far as the location. We haven't identified what we're going to buy, but you are going to need the money from the actual sale to make that purchase, correct?
Right.
You still with me? Hello?
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, I'm driving.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't want you to cause an accident or get into an accident.
Right.
Yeah. So let me ask you.
7 is being extended out here, so things are going pretty fast.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I understand. They definitely are. Let me ask you this. So let's pretend that we were able to, something we've done in the past, actually, before I ask you this question is we've had sellers where they needed the money of the sale to move somewhere else. And then something we've done with them is we've actually bought their property, closed on them, and let them stay in the property till they found something, right? And that way, give them the opportunity to move, and it helped them out a lot. So what we do is we do what we call post possession, and everything's put in writing and everything else. And but the great thing about that is it gives us the opportunity to give you all your money, or and then you can go out and shop while you still stay in the property. We've done that before with other sellers that have a similar situation. I don't know if that would benefit you, or if you would be open to something like that.
It may be very beneficial.
Okay. No, that makes sense. Okay, got it. Now let's pretend that we could do that. We can help you, to be able to get to the next step. We'll give you some time where we can buy the property and then give you, up to 30 days to stay after you get your money to be able to identify something else. Let me ask you this. What is this property free and clear, or do you still own the mortgage?
Oh, no, it's free and clear.
Oh, it is free and clear. Okay, got it. And I know typically when I call sellers and I talk to sellers, usually the day they start thinking about selling or the night before, they have a number in mind. Just out of curiosity, what were you looking to get for this?
About 125. I think that's about as low as I can go as far as finding another place.
$125,000?
Uh-huh.
And you wouldn't consider any other offers besides that?
I don't think I could find another place any less than that. I have been looking for about a year now, and it's just taken me a while to get to that point.
Got it. What were the price ranges you were looking at? Because you said you've been looking for a year now.
That's about the price range I for everything that I found. I haven't found anything much less than that.
Got it. Okay. I see. Okay, so 125,000, and because you're pretty much firm on that, you wouldn't look at any of the offers besides that. That's what you're saying.
If I find just the perfect place and it's less than that, I'll let you know.
No, that's fair enough. I appreciate that. What I can tell you is, I know I guess that's kind of like the black swan here, if you want to, for lack of better terms, is figuring out what exactly you're going to need, from the sale is determining, because we don't have a spot yet. And I don't know yet if we're able to pay the 125. I still want to talk to my underwriting team and see if that's an offer that we can make. But definitely, I think the big thing here is identifying the spot. Because what if it's not 125? What if it's 150? What's going to happen then?
Then the other 25 will have to go on a mortgage.
Okay. Got it. So you're willing to, you're going to be open to getting a loan. It's a lot more than that.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. And then, yeah, because from what I'm looking at, what I saw online, I know there's a couple of properties that are on the market right now. And again, I haven't seen your property or anything. I'm seeing them anywhere between 130 to 155 as far as like being on the market. I just don't know if the 125, if I could get up to the 125. That's why I said if you're open to, you know, other offers, I can go back to my underwriting team and see what kind of offer we can come up with.
Okay. Well, we got to do what we got to do.
Okay.
I'm flexible. I'm looking.
Okay. So you're willing to work with me if I can go to my underwriting team and say, hey, we want to be, she needs all her money. We want to let her stay within 30 days. We'll even put it in the agreement that you get, obviously, you know, if you know, for you to stay there, so that way there's no, you know, that way it's in writing, and then you get all your money and you can stay 30 days after.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll be okay.
Right. But I just don't know. Like I said, I think the 125 might be too far apart, but I don't know yet. I still got to talk to them. What if you didn't have to do showings, no money out of pocket, net to you? What would you feel comfortable selling it for then?
That I'd have to think about. I don't know how much lower I can go, just because I've got to be able to find another place, and I don't want to put a whole bunch on a mortgage.
Okay.
I'm 60, so
What'd you say? 60?
I'm 60, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying not
60.
to go too far out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. No, well, that's fair. Tell me a little bit about the property. So I know it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, correct?
It's a 2-bedroom, 2 full bath.
Oh, 2 full baths. Okay, perfect. 2 full baths. Is everything up to 2023 standards?
I would say the kitchen is, but no, it's got some really ugly carpet in it.
Okay, so we would have to replace the carpet.
Oh, absolutely. It's a disgusting red.
Okay.
It has granite countertops, ceramic tile, or granite bar, ceramic tile countertops in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
The wood floor in the kitchen would have to be replaced because there was a water leak. I got the water leak fixed, but the floor didn't stand up very well. You know, wood floor just doesn't do very well.
Yeah. Okay.
When it gets, and I was at work when it happened, so.
Got it. Okay. And now, when you say the wood floor might have to be repaired, are we talking about just in the kitchen, or are we talking about the whole house? The whole.
Just in the kitchen.
Okay. I see. So now we got to do work in the kitchen. We got to put in new carpet. How about the air conditioning unit? When was that? Do you know when that was serviced or replaced?
It's window unit time.
It is window unit. Okay. Window units. Okay. No, that's fine. And what about the structure on the outside, like the roof? How's the condition? Is that 2023 standards?
I was told that was replaced right before I bought it.
Okay, so
it's at least 5 years old.
All right. Okay, and then what about all the windows? Are they good? Do we have any broken windows or anything like that? And like,
no, there's no broken windows.
I'm sorry.
There's no broken windows.
Okay, so we have everything minor as far as windows and doors. That's in 2023 standards.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So I believe I have enough information here. I know now with what I know about the property and the condition, obviously, you know, we're gonna have to replace the carpet, the wood floor, and then Curious to see about the window units, as well. Looks like there is some work to be done. Doesn't sound like a lot. You do have some upgrades to the property. So my underwriting team might look at that, and we're probably not, again, the 125 might put us, but that's just where we need to be at. Again, we don't buy every single property from everyone we buy. So I'm going to go back to them and I'm going to give them this information. Is there a number where you say, hey, Max, if I come back and you say like, hey, Max, if you come back at this number, don't even call me?
Probably 75, just because I can't buy another place for 75.
Okay, got it. So if I'm lower than 75,000, don't even call you, right?
Yeah, because I can't find another place for that.
Got it. Okay, perfect. So, okay, that makes sense. I believe I have enough information here to be able to go to them and tell them like, hey, here's what's going on. Here's your situation. Obviously, we're going to need a little bit of work here because you need to find another place to live. I got enough information about the property, the work it needs, and everything that needs to be done. And I think that's it. If you were me calling you back about this, when would you do that?
Let's see. Anytime over the weekend or Monday after 3:30.
Okay. Actually, do you mind if I place you on hold for really quick? I do have my underwriting team on the other side, and let me see if they can run. Will you be okay if they run some numbers and really quick?
Sure.
I'll get back to you. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'll put you on hold. She says, hello, you still there? Delana? Okay, perfect. She's not listening. All right, guys. So far, we're good. We got this call is great. I love that this call came in. And so she said her bottom number 75. I'm going to get her back on the phone and I'm going to say, look, because and what I'm going to do is I'm going to let her know that we're going to need some pictures, but based on everything we're seeing online, based on what you told us about the property, we're somewhere between 75 and 85,000. Now we could go a little bit higher, and I'm gonna leave it right there and see what she says. If she says no, that's too high, or too low, excuse me, and I'm saying, okay, knowing that all these repairs need to be done, where would you feel comfortable being? Because at 125, we're just too far apart, and then hopefully we can get her to that 90, 95. But I'm going to hit her with this, we're like around 75. They said they want to be somewhere between, and I'm going to be a little higher than 75 because I think she's going to be like, whoa, that's because I told you 75. So I'm going to be somewhere between 77,500 to 84,500. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to let her soak a little bit. So appreciate it. Thank you, Steven. Tony, thank you, brother. Let's see. That's why this is the number one show for live calls on YouTube, guys. That's why. All right, let's see. Hello, Delana, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in 1 minute, okay? Don't hang up on me. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Eduardo said, I've been talking to this lady for about 7 months, and I never got a chance to go this far. All right, here we go. Let's see. Because, I mean, guys, the Zestimate on this thing is, it's 174,000. That's the Zestimate. But obviously, we know the Zestimate is not always right. So, let's go. All right, I'm going to go in now. Okay, Delana, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, I wanted to do this because my underwriting team's on the other side. So I explained to them like the situation, and they've been listening a little bit on the call. And so basically, based on what they're seeing online, again, they haven't seen your property yet. We don't have pictures. So we're basing this, the offer came in, as I expected. So based on what you told me as far as the condition and things like that, so what they said, what they told me to tell you is that they feel comfortable somewhere between 77,000 to 85,000 paying for the property.
Well, let me see if I can find some place for that amount. That's all I can do. Look at the market and see what I can find.
Okay. Where do you feel comfortable at in that range?
Definitely with the 85.
Okay. So if I go back and say, look, she's feel comfortable at the 85, and if we were to put in writing where we would say, well, we have to be contingent on her finding something at 85,000, and they say, okay, if you feel comfortable with that, would you feel comfortable putting it in writing if we did that?
Well, let me check the market and see what I can find. If there's not anything out there for that price, then we won't be able to do it because I have to have another place to live.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I'm saying. We would put the agreement, or we would put the offer contingent on you finding another place. If we, at 80, if we did the 85,000, the process wouldn't be completed where we put it contingent on you finding another place. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
So let me go back to my underwriting team, and let me tell them that you would feel comfortable 85, and let me get back with you on the phone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Give me 1 second. Delana, you still there? All right. All right. She can't hear me. So she's at 85. Now she threw in, she wants to look at the market. So what I did there, just to explain to you what I did, okay, is because I want to get this locked up. So I'm going to put a contingency in there because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Whether we give her what she wants, if she doesn't find somebody or something to move to, either way, whether we give her the 125 or the 85,000, but I want to lock it up so we can get it tied up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and say, hey, you know what? They said they'd be willing to do the 85,000. We'll put in there contingent on you finding a place. And then that way, the deal doesn't move forward unless we find you something. And then once you identify something, we'll close on it. So let me see. I'm going to tell her what she says. So let's go. Delana, are you still there?
Yeah.
So they obviously they know you're concerned, right? They want to make sure that you do identify somewhere to go to. They know that's going to be a big no here. So one thing they said is that they're willing to offer the 85,000 today. And then what we can do is we can put contingency on Delana finding a property, right? To identify a property. And what that means is that you're still going to be able to look around. The transaction will be contingent on you finding a place. Now they said they're willing to offer the 85,000 if we can put everything in writing today.
Okay. Can I have 24 hours to think about it?
Okay.
Just to make sure that.
Go ahead.
Just to make sure that I'm for sure ready to do this.
Well, I'm a little confused because earlier you said you were. I do have a question for you though, Delana. I know typically in the past when someone has told me I need to think about it, it's usually two things. Number one is either you don't have all the information or maybe you don't trust Max yet. Which one of those two is it?
A big step for me. I mean, you have to understand that.
No, I get it. I think it's a big step for both of us because, again, at 85,000 as well, like we made a big leap to go to that, I know we're looking at other properties in the area, and I'd love for you to basically, get this offer that you can depend on. We're not going to change it on you. We're not going to look to cancel. And the only thing that I would need is an email from you, and they can write it up and send it to you.
Again, I want to just make sure I'm not going to rush into anything.
What do you feel like? What do you feel is rushing? Just for my sake.
I just want to make sure that this is, I've got to do this. If I can't find anything, then, I mean, I don't want to get stuck out there and not have a place to go and
No, that
not
makes
be
sense.
happy with what I pay.
No, that makes sense, and that's why they said they felt comfortable, because usually when we make an offer, we don't make it contingent upon anything, right? But because they want to help you and we want to make sure that you are going to be taken care of, we're going to put contingent that you find a place to move to, or else the transaction won't happen. I think that's probably the piece. I can explain how that works more if you like.
No, I understand how it works.
Yeah. So again, you get 5,000 net to you. It's an offer you can depend on, and then we put again the contingency on there. That's what they're willing to do if you're willing to put everything in writing today.
I still want to think about it. I'm sorry. I've got to be sure and not be making a decision at 85 because I'm quite emotional right now. It's just It's been a rough year.
Yeah,
really rough.
No, of course.
I moved out here a newlywed, and it's just been rough.
Yeah, no, of course, and again, I only did this call, and I continued the call based on your permission, right, to continue the call, and obviously, we had a really great conversation. I think there is something here. Let me ask you this then. So you're saying so let's pretend that it's 24 hours from now, and yeah, you do if it's a no, it's fine, but you are comfortable with everything I gave you. What happens next?
I'm sorry, you cut out there.
You said you needed 24 hours to think about this. So let's pretend it's 24 hours from now. If it's a no, that's fine. But if you do feel comfortable, like, hey, I'll take the 85 and make sure that you put in there contingent on me finding another spot, what would happen next?
Well, if I find another place, I'm going to start packing. I mean, that's the only thing that scares me the most, having to find another place. And I don't have that cushion I had before. I had, it wasn't a lot, but $60,000 to sneeze at.
Yeah.
And that's what I lost out on.
Right. No,
I don't like being in this position at all.
Yeah. I get it. And that's why, again, I want to just reiterate, just to make sure that I'm being clear on that. Is we do want to definitely, put in there that it is contingent on you finding another place at the $85,000 offer, right? And it's net to you. You don't have to do any repairs or anything like that. You don't have to pay even the taxes on it. We're taking care of all the traditional closing costs.
Okay.
So what should we do?
Well, I'll give you my email, and you can go ahead and send me the papers.
Okay. Give me 1 second. What is your email?
It's DLNConley@gmail.com.
Hello, Delana, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, okay, so what I'll do, I got the email. What I'll do is I'm going to have the underwriting team right now put it together, and then I'll send you over the paperwork, okay?
Okay.
And then what I'll do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to potentially, before I send it, I'm going to send you a text or give you a call, so that way I'm available for you in case there's any questions. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. I will. So 85,000. We're going to put contingent on you finding a place to move to the next step, and then they should have this within a couple hours over to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Delana. Well, I appreciate the conversation and thank you. And I'm looking forward to working with you and hope and moving you over to, moving you to the next phase of your life. I know that you've been through a lot this last year, and my goal is to help you to get to the next step and make sure that you're taken care of. And again, making the process as seamless as possible for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Delana. Thank you very much. Okay. You have a great day. I'm going to get working on this with you for you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Boom, shakalaka, baby. Let's go. Holy smokes. That was close. Woo-hoo-hoo. What's going on? All right. So we got it for 85,000. Unfortunately, because of the contingency, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's just the problem is that whether she got 125 or whatever the case may be, it's it doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, but she agreed to the 85,000. ARV on it is, I would say, easily 155. I mean, there's really I can see it being 155. So Raylan said, I love the flow. Steven Valencia said, boom. Omar said, boom. Guys, Tony Garcia, appreciate the most. Tabiti said, beautifully done. Yeah, this is a call that you'll have to go back to. Like, we overcame a lot of objections. We didn't do any pressure selling, guys. I don't do any pressure selling. We don't do gimmicks, tactics, or anything like that. We solve problems and we ask strategic questions, and we lock up deals still because of that. So, Eduardo, you got a deal, bro. Let's do it. Tabiti said, made her close herself. What should we do next? Right now, it matters with the tonality, right? What should we do next? Guys, at the end of the day, the contingency doesn't bother me, right? Because what I'm going to do is, my idea is to get it locked up at 85,000, and then we're going to help her through the process. I'm going to get with Eduardo and help her through the process of finding something else. Then we're going to talk to her about the things that she needs to do. So, but great call. I mean, that was a really good call. We overcame quite a bit of stuff. I prefer not to have that contingency in there, but just to get the deal done, we throw it in there. It's something that you got to get creative on the calls. You make sure that you're always getting creative. Make sure that you're always doing it. So, what do you call it? So, Eduardo, I'm going to text you my phone number, so that way you and I can talk about what we're going to do next to send her the contract. I'm going to give you my phone number right now. I'm sending it to you right now, but make sure, don't call me till after we're done with the show. So just texted it to you right now. Cool. Any questions or any clarification? I mean, does that deserve at least an Instagram freaking post? Does that deserve an Instagram post? Does that deserve a reshare, a like, or something? I don't know. I don't know what else I can do for you guys to get a like, to get a reshare, to get a tag. Locking up deals live. Who else does that? That's why this is the #1 show of live calls. I'm telling you. And I called it too. At the end of it, I was like, I want to have one more conversation, and I want to go through the whole process. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole call because that is my process, what you guys saw. In the beginning, I don't get into property condition. I don't get into price and all that. I left property condition in my back pocket. If you're part of the intensive or have ever, Tony, I'm looking at you. Eduardo, I'm looking at you. Who else is on here? It looks like that's it. The couple of you guys that are in the intensive, you guys know that's my process. I leave property condition in the back of my pocket for negotiations, always. I put it through the whole process of questioning games. I threw in the advance agreement. I went through the uncovering motive, the money talk, condition, negotiations, right? And then we came back and we closed her. That's really the process that we put it through. Tony said that was sauce. Yeah, bro. So again, no pressure selling, no gimmicks, no tricks, right? It's all strategic questions, and that's and through Tony, you've been through the intensive, right? you know the process. Like, this is what the process is, right? You guys saw it today on full display, the whole process. Locked up a deal today. So man, Travis said master for call. Of course, you're welcome, brother. Any questions or anything before I hop on, because I want to get with Eduardo so we can send her the agreement and get it signed up. So I appreciate every single one of you being on. I love doing this. This is my passion, as you guys can see, and I don't take this lightly. Like, this is serious stuff for me. And if you guys want to get better, honestly, there's about 2 seasons of the Closers Lab of nothing but calls like this, right? Maybe not the whole process, but a lot of calls are a lot of what I do is on here already. So I recommend going back. So one thing I want you guys to do is share this with someone, share it on IG, like, hey, tag me on it, take a screenshot, tag me on it, man. Max closed the deal on live today, right? Like, that way I can help other people. That way the show can grow. That way the show can, grow and basically, what is it called? And we can help other people. That's my goal. I want to help other people. I want to help people that are needing help to learn how to become closers, to learn how to become, great on the phones. So make sure that you're tagging me, share this with someone, share the live, go back and watch it, comment, like it. So that way we can grow the channel. But again, I would break down that whole call, but I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extract that call, and then I'm going to do a YouTube video about it, breaking that down, because I want to call Eduardo so we can send her the agreement right now that it's still hot. So, so if you want, Angel said que sí, que no. You can't escape El Salvador. Great job, Max. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Angel, I really appreciate your words, brother. Thank you much for everything. So I don't know what else to say, guys. Like, this is the real deal, right? Like, I was in a situation where this deal could have fell apart, but you got to be able to navigate it. Like, a lot of people that are out there teaching sales and are teaching, trying to say their sales this and sales that. Let's put them to the test, right? Let's put them to the test and see if they really are. But definitely, I appreciate every single one of you for being on and checking that out live. Every single one of you guys got to see a very great call from this lady, especially when you have someone like that has the motivation. We uncovered it, right? We drove the point of, hey, we created urgency, and like my man Tabidi said, is she closed herself. So Tabidi said, great way to end the show, mic drop. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, bro, for everything. So I am going to plug in my sales intensive, guys. No shame on that, because I know the value that it brings, and I have reduced the price for all of you guys, because I want to make sure that you actually take advantage of it. All 18 of you that are on here right now, 20 of you, how many ever there is. It's going to be on March 30th. And so basically, I'm going to be covering a lot of the tactics that you guys saw today on the live. So again, I can't stress this enough. It's going to be a 1-day intensive with 4 support calls. In the support calls, I'm going to help you so that way you can develop your process. That way we're going to help you to make sure that you understand the scripts. We're going to help you to understand, so that way you don't just come to the intensive and then all of a sudden you leave and now you got questions, right? I want to help you develop your skills. Not only do I want to instruct you on how to actually get more skills, I want to help you develop your skills. So that's why I want to do the 4 support calls when it comes to the intensive. So enroll now. I put the link. I'm going to put the link again inside of, let me see here. I'm going to put the link again one more time on here on YouTube. So that way, if you guys are interested, guys, typically it's $9.99. I'll be honest with you. I'm not afraid to tell you the price. I'm giving it to you for $4.97, right? $4.97. That's a 1-day intensive from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Arizona time. And then you get the 4 support calls on the back end. The support calls we're going to break. I'm going to help you so you're able to navigate so you're able to understand how to build your process and how to talk to how to actually develop the conversation and things like that, like what you saw today. So I want all of you guys that were on here to get better at closing, whether you come on the intensive or you continue to watch the Closers Lab. It doesn't matter, but at least start to get better. But I want to make this available for you right now. So again, for those of you that sign up, there's going to be 4 support calls on the back end of this. It's not just an intensive and then you get to go home and then what do I do now? I want to make sure that you guys have that support. So all you got to do is click enroll now. And again, it's $497. That's all it is. $497. I've never made it that cheap before, but because it is a one day, usually I do a 3-week long, but I am going to do a 1 full day. And then you get 4 1-hour support calls on the back end, which is going to be 1 call a week. So I want to make that available for you guys. And don't forget, I'm going to be on the Closers Olympics in June as well too. I'm coming for gold. That's what I'm coming for. They ain't ready for what I got coming, so I'm coming for gold. But go to the sign up, Closer Intensive, sign up, and then that way I'll see all of you guys there. But I really appreciate every single one of you. Again, tag me on your stories that you were on here. That's going to help me a lot. Encourages me to continue to do this. Share my YouTube channel. Share this segment with someone. Say, hey. Share this with someone and say, hey, you should, if you want to learn from someone, this is who you want to learn from right here. And that's going to help me out a lot too. But I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you everyone for being on. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next Friday. And as always, peace, go out and close some deals. And I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later.